what leadership qualities do you pick up from here for your future?
Very important quality is to listen.
More than the ideas like what we were putting in, though as you told the last learners or those who did not have such good academic knowledge, I felt that those ideas were much more creative and better.
Oh, that's nice. So what next, Shreya, after 10th?
Frankly speaking, I have no idea.
It's okay to have no idea. From this year, there's an AI as a subject,
Yeah.
right? So what is that subject all about?
What is basically AI about? That is
Okay.
what you learn. We are also starting to learn how to code simple AI programs.
What do you think parents should stop doing with children?
They should stop pressurizing the children only into academics, because life is not only full of academics. There are many other things to do in life. So
I can say that leaving DPIS in another week or so, I can say that I've taken so much. I've learned so much from my school, and I'm extremely grateful to them.
Hello everyone, so welcome to this exciting episode with the future leaders of Delhi Public International School. I'm so looking forward to this episode because I'm going to be meeting some of the future stars of this country. Yes, this episode is going to be all about the conversations that is going to put a light on what they think about this country, what is their dreams, what they what is their thoughts, what they feel, and it could be anything and everything that is going on in their minds. So let's straight dive into it. And I have two amazing kids right in front of me, so let's welcome them. So I have Shreya from Delhi Public International School, Hesargata Road. Hi Shreya, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So Shreya is studying in 10th standard, giving her board exams, CBSE. And we also have Srivatsa, who's just got into his 10th standard. Okay,
Yes.
so how does it feel that you're just passing out of 10th and you're just getting into 10th?
To be honest, I feel like time goes by so quickly because I still remember being in 6th grade.
Okay.
And I can't believe my boards are almost done. So I'm ready to enter into a new phase of life, to learn more, to explore more.
Oh my god, Shreya, that gets me emotional because I still remember wearing this kind of a dress in my 10th standard, giving my board exams. And right now we are in Matikere in this podcast studio. I studied and I grew up in this area.
Okay.
So that brings me back with a lot of emotions for this area because I've roamed around this entire city, entire area from my childhood, from my 4th standard to 10th standard. And I think 10th standard is the most amazing phase. I don't think there is any other class like 10th standard. What do you think?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's unforgettable because the memories you make with your friends and your teachers, they care about you. And it's honestly so nostalgic when you grow up and you think about it.
Fantastic. So Srivatsa, how's the pressure looking like? There's always that,
Yeah.
I don't know what's this pressure all about,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the moment you're like writing that board exams for 10th and oh my god, the whole family becomes so serious about you. The friends become serious about you and you're like, oh, board exams, that pressure kicks in. So how's that kicking in for you?
honestly, I'm very scared to start my 10th because as soon as I finished my 9th exams and came to home, my mom and dad, they started like, you're in 10th, you have to be very serious right now. So I felt that pressure from day one.
Day one, the day you wrote your 9th exams, okay.
So I'm looking forward to more pressure in future days, but
You're
I think
looking
I'll
forward to
manage.
the pressure, okay. That's a nice way to put in, yeah.
But I think I'll manage it.
You think you'll manage it. Okay,
He
fantastic.
will manage it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Shreya is like, okay, senior vibes coming. Okay, great. So, Srivatsa, tell me, what's different about that transition from 9th to 10th, apart from the pressure? As an individual, forget about the world, forget what's your mom and dad telling you, but what's it like for you as an individual?
As an individual, I didn't feel much difference because 9th also I was as I was, but in 10th I don't feel any such change in my atmosphere like in the inside. But only the fact that changes around is I have to give board exams, and this is gonna be my last year in DPIS, so it feels a little emotional.
Amazing. That's something really
Yeah.
nice. I mean, seems like you've kept the emotions very
Yeah.
stable. Let the world speak. I'm gonna keep it
Exactly.
calm. Okay. So you both are the head boy and the head girl of the school, is it?
School captain, school
School
vice
vice
captain.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So there's no head boy, head girl.
No.
Okay. So how does it feel like to be a head boy and I mean the captain and the vice captain?
Honestly, I did not think that I would be
Okay.
school captain. It's really an honor
Okay.
to have this position. And since I'm in 10th grade, I usually don't overlook a lot.
Okay.
So my responsibility is passed on to Shivatsa.
Okay, that's nice, interesting. So, okay, I have a very interesting question, Shreya.
Okay.
What do you think, you know, made the DPIS management or your, classmates or your school choose Shreya as the captain of the DPIS? What qualities does Shreya have to become the captain of the school?
That is indeed a very interesting question. I feel that if you're talking about the individual Shreya is good at speaking. I feel she is good with expressing herself.
Mm.
She listens to others. She does not want to feel anyone left out. And
Interesting.
she is confident,
Okay.
and she will always support her friends no matter what. So I think those are the qualities that made me become school captain.
People's leader?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
interesting.
proud of it.
Okay, that's nice. So, when did your leadership journey start in DPIS? Where was that moment?
It was in 8th grade.
8th grade, okay?
Yes, when I became the captain for my house.
Okay.
It had a lot of responsibilities. It taught me so much because I was constantly with people and they were like, what do we do? How do we do? And I had to work under that pressure, or like, oh, my house needs to do this, or like, I need so and so people for this activity or for this activity. And I really think it started from that point.
Okay, Shreya, you know what? Sitting there, I just get back to where it all started for me. So I was my house captain when I was in 8th grade, and then I became my cultural secretary. Then I was the captain, and then I've been I've been the vice captain of my college as well.
Oh.
So that journey has began from there. So do you think, for me, definitely the leadership started very early from my school. So what leadership qualities do you pick up from here for your future?
DPIS has taught me to one a very important quality is to listen rather than tell your or express your opinions at first. You listen to what your members are talking about, and then you analyze, and then you give out your opinion. Okay, like, okay, how about we do this? We can also consider that as an option, but we can also go with this. So I think listening is very important in a leader.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so Srivatsa, so what do you bring on table as a leader and council member for DPIS?
As a leader, to what I bring to the table is, I guess, my ability to analyze things. Like, I'm a very observant person, if I
Okay.
have to be honest. I like to observe things from not only from one aspect, from different aspects, to see what each person could or can think about that situation. And along with that, I guess my confidence really brings the people who are not that confident to join with me on
Okay.
this journey.
Yes.
That's good. So how do you make that in reality? See, in words we can, as leaders, we keep speaking that, okay, I want to do that, I want to do this, but how do you really bring that into existence? There's a bunch of students who, there's always this kind of, separation in schools, that there's a bunch of students who are always that, hyperactive, always involved in
Yeah.
activities, good at academics and things like that. But there's always certain number of students who are maybe I don't know if we have to call them as last learners or how do you define it, but they take a little more time to get involved, or
Yeah.
they need a little extra push, or they are little, insecure to push back and say, okay, I can come front. So as leaders, how do you ensure that there's an inclusivity in school?
I mean, there's been a lot of circumstances when I personally have felt that more than the ideas like what we were putting in, though, as you told, the last learners or those who did not have such good academic knowledge, I felt that those ideas were much more creative and better.
Oh, that's nice. That's an interesting
Yeah.
perspective.
So I felt that from that day onwards, I started taking interest in those opinions because it's good to have inclusive people, inclusive ideas, because then the outcome is really good.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so Shreya, tell me about the management of DPIS. So how does it, how do you see them very different from everybody else?
I do have to agree, DPIS is a very unique school. And a thing about DPIS is that they bring inclusivity.
Okay.
And the teachers are very supportive, even the management, and they let us participate and they let us take charge. For example, we had an event, an annual day. So we were deciding names. So our chairperson had asked all of the grades to find their own unique names, and we had so many interesting
Yeah.
names, and we chose a name that our school, our students had got.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. There's another interesting that I know about. The students designed the uniforms for your school.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
Basically, our school had made a Google form, I guess, where
Okay.
that interested students could design the school uniform.
Okay.
And I guess this design was one of the grade 6 or 7
Wow.
person designed it.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's nice. All right. So now tell me, what role do parents play in the journey of students?
Parents are like a, what do you say? They need to be the supporter
Yeah.
of the child. Whatever their child says, they need to be like, okay, go ahead, do it. I know you can do it.
Okay.
So I think the first thing they need to do is support, and they already do,
Okay.
is support their child.
Okay.
So they have a very big role in a child's development and school life.
So what do you think parents should stop doing with children?
They should stop pressurizing the children only into academics, because life is not only full of academics, there are many other things to do in life. So instead of just focusing on one stream or like a particular path, they should allow the children, and they should be supportive to the children, and allow them to explore the different paths they have.
Okay, nice. So how do you think the education system, because I've not been there, so it's been quite long time, since I've written my 10th boards, or maybe, of course, I've been still studying. All I know is what's happening in third standard because my daughter studies in third standard. So what do you think the education system, what changes do you think is required in the education system today? I did hear from you that you have IT as a subject now, and from this year there's an AI as a subject,
Yeah.
right? So what is that subject all about? Like, are you writing an AI exam, or is it about...
What is basically AI about? That is
Okay.
what you learn, and along with that, we also have practicals. We have hands-on experiments on different AI,
Okay,
and we are also starting to learn how to code simple AI programs.
okay, like...
Like for example, it could be a simple calculator. For example, calculators are also some part of AI because they
Correct.
can think on themselves.
Hmm.
So I guess
Have you been taught to use certain AI applications like
yeah.
Claude or something like
Claude, I mean, we have started to learn about how AI is helpful in all these fields.
that? Okay,
So, and the impact of AI is what we are learning today.
okay, interesting.
So IT and AI is a skill-based subject.
Correct.
So we have part A and part B. So part A is basically entrepreneurship skills, communication skills, and then part B is practical. So it's basically teaching you about your specific subject. So if I'm taking IT, it teaches me about, we have digital documentation. He has
No, Python.
Python, sorry.
Okay.
Python. So, but then our part A is the same, where they tell us how to communicate,
Yeah.
how communication is the first step to winning hearts.
Fantastic. Okay. So, Shreya, were you part of any project based activity during this 10th standard? So, would you like to share about that?
I was with my council members.
Okay.
We did participate in Mirai,
Hmm.
which is our annual day,
Hmm.
and our investiture ceremony.
Hmm.
And it is because of our management
Hmm.
who have allowed us to participate so much that I can say that leaving DPIS in another week or so, I can say that I've taken so much. I've learned so much from my school, and I'm extremely grateful to them.
Fantastic. So, what next, Shreya, after 10th?
Frankly speaking, I have no idea.
That's good. I really appreciate that. It's okay to have no idea.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay to figure out on the way.
I have decided, since my interests are more of English and how to communicate and history, social, I have decided on humanities,
Okay.
and I'll see where that takes me.
Fantastic. Good. So, what message do you have to your juniors?
I feel like if you still don't know what you want to do, don't rush,
Yeah.
don't stress, don't be like, oh no, everybody knows what they're going to do. Be calm, explore your options, explore everything. You have a lot of time, and then you can decide what you want to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so what message do you have to your seniors?
One message I'd like to give you is, you have finished your school life. Don't try to forget this because this is one of the best life.
Okay.
You
Definitely.
might get busy, I don't know, like you might get busy in a future life. But don't forget this because this was the golden life you could get.
So, are
that's
you going
all
to
it
miss
is.
Shreya?
Yeah.
Okay, are you
Yes.
going to miss him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
My juniors, I will miss
Yeah.
them a lot.
Okay, fantastic. All right, just a few things about, what's happening around the world. So tell me like top 3 things, if you wake up and if you want to learn or read about few things, what would you look for on a daily basis? Like if you want to read about 3 things, what news would you like to read about? It could be about anything. Like, would you like to know about current affairs, travel, history? What is you told me about you like literature and
Yes.
yeah, so what's your
I
interest?
feel like more of travel articles and food.
Food. Okay, lovely. So any interest of exploring being a chef or something?
I do really like baking and
Okay.
cooking.
Okay.
And I try to help my mom whenever I can.
Hmm.
So I learn.
Okay.
And I feel like it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Like being, like cooking
Okay.
and cooking for your family, cooking with love
Okay.
and care. I think it's one of the best things you can do.
Okay, I have an interesting question for you, Shreya, because Indian parents perceive being an engineer is great, being a doctor is great, and being a lawyer is fantastic. But being an entrepreneur is like, Gotila, you don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yes.
It's not going to work. I mean, you're going to fail. That's the mindset.
Yeah.
You want to study because you got to get a job. Nobody is prepping you up to study because you want to do business or you want to give jobs. So nobody is prepping up. Nobody in Indian family, at least 90% of them don't say, okay, study well
Yeah.
because you want to become a chef. Nobody is going to say study well or do well or, learn
Yeah.
skills so that you can become a great dancer, a great artist. Very few, at least on 10%. If it is that, it is great. Okay. So any message on any thoughts on that?
I do agree where that fear stems
Yeah.
from. It's because that in maybe about 50 years before, these jobs were not doing that well. And the main jobs were doctors, engineers, lawyers, and all of that. And I agree that, okay, my child is doing something which I don't know about, or I don't know if she or he can survive on themselves. Or so I think what they need to do is they need to tell, okay, I know what you're doing, and I want you to keep telling me and I want them to support or like show a little bit of support to their child, because to a child their parents are everything.
Absolutely. You know, Shreya, today any skill, like even whether being a chef or whether being an artist, an actor, or an, you know, it could be any profession. You can earn as equally as a profession as a doctor,
Yeah.
lawyer, engineer, right? Even entrepreneur. You
I-
know, all that you need to do is excel in your skill.
Yeah.
Pick up that one skill. Use your initial days, like your, you know, that first 15 years to 25 years to explore as much as possible. Pick up the best of the best skills. Sharpen your skills as much as possible. Pick up the highest paying skills, like your communication skills, leadership skills, negotiation skills, sales skills. All of these skills, just keep sharpening it up, and then, you know, you keep marching forward in any profession that you want to, and stick on to that one profession which is going to give you a long term aid. And trust me, things are going to be very different for you, right?
I agree.
So do not rush, do not hurry, just take it easy. It's okay. You don't have to figure out everything at 10th standard. And I
Yes.
love the idea. You said, I have no idea. It's okay not to have an idea. So you have another 10 years, 10, 15 years. It's okay to figure out things. It's okay to fail sometimes. It's there's nothing like fail. You either win or you
you
learn.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's no concept as fail. Okay? So use these, but start early. Start exploring early. Don't, you know, simultaneously as you're studying in your I mean, like, just after you finish your 10th and after you know, pass on to your 12th or your pre-university, try exploring an alternative things which you can, you know, think of as your career or a skill that you want to pick up for a lifetime, right?
May I ask how you have developed your
Yeah.
communication skill? Because honestly, you were an excellent communicator.
Thank you so much. Honestly, when I was your age, I couldn't even speak a line in English, and I'm so happy and glad that you are able to speak, in fact, better than me. Okay, so I used to be afraid to speak in English. Okay, so there was times where I used to feel scared of going out, where, you know, there was a bunch of friends who used to speak very good English,
Okay.
and I was like, oh no, I'm not going there because they speak such good English, and I'm so inferior about things. But then over time, it's all about speaking to people who speak better than you. You know, picking up greater communication skills. You know, a lot of times we fear speaking to people who speak better than us because we have that fear of being judged. We have that insecurity of what will they think if I don't know these things. You know, you pick up skills from people who are better than you. So the more you expose yourself to people who have better skills and better communication skills or better skills in any area that you want to excel, who you consider as mentors, you keep growing. So I was never afraid, you know, of being judged, or maybe that there was one time that I was, but after that I said, okay, I don't care who's going to think what. I want to learn. I'm going to be with best of the best people. I picked mentors who have done it all. So be with people who have done it already to become like them.
I think that's what got you this far,
Yeah.
this successful.
I mean, I'm still doing, I'm still growing.
I
so,
want to ask a question.
yeah.
Did you ever face any objections from the people around you when you wanted to enter the entrepreneur field? Like,
Honestly, no, because I've been raised by a single mother who was one of the best, who never said no to me. I think that's been one of the best gifts the God has given me. I never had to face the challenge at home, being a girl, saying, you know, somebody saying at home, like, that, come back home early, don't do that, don't do this. Never faced such challenges. And my mom was the one who said, okay, go do it all. Go try, go explore. So I'm always grateful to her for this. And luckily, been born and raised in a great family, married to a great family. Families make and even they build women. So for women like you, me, everyone, choosing a right family is as equally important as being born in a right family.
yeah.
So yes, and for men and boys like you, treating women
Yeah.
and giving them that equal right and opportunity, or maybe, you know, holding their hands hand in hand and walking with them is equally important,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So that's played a very, very important role in my life. Fantastic. I think anything that you want to tell your friends who are watching this from DPIS.
I would like to say whatever opportunities that come, I think instead of thinking about it twice, they should go ahead and build their skills and not be afraid of anything. Just keep pushing forward and they'll make
Okay,
it.
fantastic. To your friends of 10th standard.
To my friends of 10th standard, uh, it's going to be our last year and I'm going to miss you all a lot. And we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
We've had our fights, we've had bouts. But then I am glad that all of you are my classmates. And I hope 15 years from now, we'll all be chilling in a hotel talking about, oh, what I did in 10th grade was so stupid and all of that. And I'm going to really miss that.
Okay, so Shreya, a few things about your board exams now that you're writing.
Oh, God.
You got me emotional. I just went back to my boards. Okay. So Shreya, I remember writing my 10th board exams. Hardly that we had for the next exam was those 3 hours
Uh-huh.
the previous evening to study, and I used to be that brat last bencher, but who studied well, of
Okay.
course. You know, that pressure of that previous day studying has eased it down this year, is what I heard. But at the same time, having an exam for 1 month, that pressure got over in 1 week for us. And like, okay, exam started Monday and got over on Saturday. Now it's like 1 month of exams. How does it feel? Is it good, bad? What do you
I
think?
mean, it depends on the person. It does have its own pros and cons.
Hmm.
The pros are that you have gap days, so study holidays, and you can properly sit and revise.
Hmm.
But the cons are it's very long and the pressure is built. So
Right.
it depends on the individual, I feel. But when I'm talking about myself, I feel that it's good to have maybe 2 days, 3 days of study holidays
Okay.
in between exams.
Not these long. Also, I heard that your maths paper was so
Oh.
tough. What's it all about? What do you think? I mean, I don't know what was it exactly, but it was all over internet that CBSE maths exams were like, oh my god.
Well, our maths paper was tough. So we had 3 sets. So set 3 was the toughest,
Okay.
apparently. So it wasn't very, very, very tough.
Okay.
But it was from
That's for Shreya.
No.
Okay. That's for the school captain, Shreya. Okay.
But then I do feel like I heard that the Delhi paper, math paper, was comparatively very
Yeah.
easy.
Okay.
So I feel like that it does not justify the students who have really worked hard this year.
Hmm.
And I do agree the math paper was tough, but making the paper tough for some regions and making the paper easy for a certain region is not what
Yeah.
you call justice.
Makes sense. Okay. Right. So does all these things create a lot of pressure, or is like, okay, I'm okay with this?
He's good at
I
math.
think I'll manage this time.
Okay, you'll manage
Yeah.
this time. So don't worry about anybody and everybody, okay? What I would like to say is marks are a part of
Yeah.
life, but what define you is your skills, is your ability and how you handle your emotions. That is what is going to take you a long way.
Yes.
Okay, and I've seen my friends who were, out of nowhere are doing extremely well in their lives. Okay, so it's how they take their life after all these exams.
Hmm.
Exams are a part of life. Yes, you have to work hard. That's a part of student life. But what do you do after these exams
Yeah.
also matter equally. All the very best, and it was fantastic having this conversation with you. So, wishing you a great future ahead.
Thank you. It
Thank you
was-
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So that's the episode 1 with Delhi Public International School, Shreya and Srivatsa, the captain and the vice captain. So see you in the next episode.